Welcome back to the show. It's time for our very first guest. We have two guests for you today. Now, our very first guest will be looking at something that is very important this week. This week marks the 10th Global Entrepreneurship Week, and we have the founder of SME 100 Nigeria, Charles ODI, to discuss this with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So this week marks the 10th anniversary. How long has Nigeria been involved in this? Is this our very first time of being a part of this, or have we been doing it as well?
Oh, no. So we've been doing it for a few years now, and we have different partners. We have the national partner, which is the Enterprise Development Center, and we have other different partners who actually join with the other 20,000 partners to organize this Global Entrepreneurship Week, reaching out to over 10 million people and in 170 countries all around the world. In Nigeria, it was launched on Saturday with a Work for Entrepreneurship. And all through the week, there are a couple of different events ranging from Youth Dialogue to Enterprise Women Day to Social Enterprise Day. And one that's very dear to us is the Lagos Small Business Summit.
I have never really been a part of this, and I'm wondering what exactly is the Global Entrepreneurship Week about?
Right. So the Global Entrepreneurship Week is the week where we try to get people like you to do enterprising things. We try to support and promote entrepreneurship all across the world. And you not being a part of it seems like we're not doing a lot of work on our side, because we're supposed to encourage more people to try entrepreneurial things, to try to be enterprising, and by so doing, growing the Nigerian economy.
Is entrepreneurship for everybody? Because some people would say, personally, I've tried business and I realized it didn't quite work out well. Maybe I probably didn't have the necessary lessons I needed to learn. I had eaten my profits. And, I wasn't quite successful. I've tried starting a business about 2 or 3 different times. I still will try again. But I'm asking you, do you think there's certain people that are just born to be entrepreneurs, or can it be learned? Because some people tell you, that business is not really my thing. Let people go and do business. I will go and do my white-collar job. So is entrepreneurship, can it be for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it can be learned, and there's just like success is predictable, so also is failure, And then if you want to make a good meal, for instance, let's take, for instance, the Nigerian jollof rice, for instance.
That's a very good meal, by the way.
Yeah, it is a very good meal compared to our counterparts somewhere around
I
the
wasn't
world.
there. I did not start this
So
battle.
there's a recipe to making a very good jollof rice, right? So also for business, there's a recipe to starting and growing a successful business. So if, for instance, you who have started before and you've got your fingers burnt as a result of not following 1 or 2 steps, you can try again, and that's the essence of the Global Entrepreneurship Week. You learn from people who have started businesses, and then you also learn from your mistakes, You tried it, like you said, you earned your profit and you didn't get back to the business. That is not a good way to do business, because if you're eating your profit and you're not applying back into the business, of course, the business will have a stunted growth. And so at the Global Entrepreneurship Week, there are different events that you can come and learn. Some are actually pitch events where you can pitch for funding. Others are just mentoring events. Others are talk shops. Others are access to finance events. And others are just simply access to business events.
Now you also help people with lessons. Now this is teaching people how to be entrepreneurs. And personally, you also help people with your SME 100, with starting up their businesses. What would you say are the most common mistakes that entrepreneurs make?
Right. So the very first mistake that entrepreneurs make is actually identifying who their customers are. So you ask an entrepreneur who's in the food business to say, who are your customers? And he says, 180 million Nigerians must eat food. Because 180 million Nigerians must eat food doesn't mean 180 million Nigerians are your customers. So you have to streamline who your customer is to their age, their income, their geographical location. And when you have these things streamlined, then it'll be easier to target who it is that your customer is, So you go to where they are, what they're buying, where do you assemble, and then you just make yourself visible to them. And by so doing, that's the first step in trying to get a new customer or selling your business. So the first problem, it's a problem of knowledge. These entrepreneurs actually don't even know what to do. They don't know how to go about it. Others are just, people start entrepreneurship for different reasons. One has started as a result of not being able to get jobs. Yeah. Others have started as a result of hunger. Different kind of things drive people to entrepreneurship. But as soon as they come, it's right that they go through the fundamental rudiments of starting a business so that they can actually grow start something and grow something that can employ people. Remember that we have disturbing statistics to show that over 65% of these small businesses that start in Nigeria die in the first 3 years. Yes. Why do they die? They die because of these simple reasons. They die because they don't, let's leave funding aside now. They die because they don't have adequate knowledge. They don't have adequate information. You know, some don't even know how to go about it. Others maybe just need a mentor, someone to ask questions. But more fundamentally, they do not know where to, they don't have technical know-how, they don't know where to access knowledge, they don't know how to get information.
The beautiful thing is that now there's something coming up, the Global Entrepreneurship Week, where they can get knowledge and information. And for those who have started businesses and don't quite understand how to navigate the confusing roads of business, and for those who have tried several times and eaten their profit like me, I'm sure this would be a fantastic avenue for them to get knowledge.
Absolutely.
Where can they get details about this event?
So you can go on 100talks.ng, www.100talks.ng, and then you just go
100
to
as in 100
talks.
Okay.
100talks.ng/summit, and you go to programs, then you see the Lagos Small Business Summit. So we are organizing that summit. Probably we're bringing together government, academia, private sector, and the small businesses to foster conversations around doing business in Nigeria and in Lagos and in Nigeria at large.
Very true indeed. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Charles ODI. He's the founder of SME 100 Nigeria. And we've been talking about the Global Entrepreneurship Week, where you can go and get adequate information on how to navigate through the challenging routes of business. We'll be moving over swiftly to something quite important to us, the sustainable development in Nigeria. We'll probably be taking a peek at the sustainable development goals. And our next guest will be joining us in a minute. We'll be right back.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.